Hello, unique individuals. It's Ari and Tony back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you an updated video of what I recommend when it comes to growing your natural hair out and things that I've learned along my natural hair journey, as well as things that I can recommend to you as well. And I wanted to redo this video because I just uploaded a video on this topic and I took it down because I feel like it was very thrown together. So this is my remake of this video, and here we go. So I would say the first thing would be form a routine. When I am speaking of forming a routine or getting in the habit of creating a routine, I am speaking of something that you can get in the habit of doing all of the time. When you have a routine, or when a lot of us have a routine, I feel like a lot of us feel like we are on the right track, we have our life together and things like that, and you want to feel like that with your natural hair. For example, my routine when I am taking care of my natural hair is I am washing my hair either once a week or once every other week. I'm washing, deep conditioning, also going back to one or two protective styles. So 2, consistency. That ties into having a routine. I would say being consistent and using the same products, as well as I would say just using the same products overall will help you on your natural hair care journey, because being natural, I feel like we are always experimenting with what products are great and what's going to work for our hair, this, that, and the third. And I'm the type of natural to where I feel like I need to just stick with one product or a couple of products that work for me and just stay there. I'm a very simple person when it comes to hair growth and trying to maintain that realm of things, because I just feel like the more simple the better, and to be able to keep everything all in one line, especially if you're able to do that, it does make it a lot more simple. And then consistently using those products and not switching those things out. And you could do whatever you want, try things, but I would just recommend, if you, for example, are somebody that likes to do wash and goes, or you are a fan of leave-in conditioners and gel combinations and things like that, because I know a lot of people like using creams mixed with gels. So I would say the next thing would be trimming. If you are somebody that prefers to go to a hair salon to work with a specialist when it comes to growing out your hair, for sure do that. I'm not somebody that is saying trim your own hair. I would say trim at your own risk. It is your hair. You can do it whatever you like. I personally take care of my own hair and I know what works for me, so I trust my judgment when it comes to trimming my hair. If you need to trim, figure out how you want to go about doing that, as well as I would say if you are needing trims and you are aware that you are needing trims by just the snagging and not being able to comb through your hair, I recommend just paying attention to that and not ignoring that for too long, because you don't want your hair to be super split to where you aren't seeing growth and your growth stops. Because when I first started this hair growth journey, and what motivated me was that back in the day, because I've always just been known as the girl with the long hair, but I feel like at a certain point in my life, I was blow drying my hair, not taking care of my hair was super dry, and my hair was stagnant in growth. And I feel like I was just so focused on just doing whatever I was doing in life at the time. I was neglecting my hair and I wasn't trimming my hair, and it just was not growing. So the next one will be wrapping hair. So I feel like I have always been introduced to scarves, do-rags and things like that. Some of us call them do-rags, scarves, whatever, forever. But I feel like as I've taken this natural hair care journey more seriously, I have exercised using bonnets. It is something that I like sleeping with, and I feel like I cannot go without sleeping with it on my head, especially whether I have my hair straight or curly. I feel like it's very comfortable. And I have the bonnet, I feel like that everybody has. It's silk on the inside, and then it's kind of like a cloth material on the outside, and then the band's kind of crusty, I'm not gonna lie, because I've had this for a while, but I feel like I've seen everybody and their mom with this bonnet on the internet. I feel like we all have the same bonnet. I personally like to sleep with the silk on the inside, because I feel like this part is best for curly hair, in my personal opinion. And I like implementing sleeping with the bonnet on my hair because I'm not worried about my hair rubbing on pillows and things like that, and not having to worry about my hair just kind of being loose when it can be all protected under the bonnet. So I highly recommend, if you are somebody who is on your natural hair care journey or who is wanting to start, I recommend purchasing a scarf, bonnet, or some type of silk pillowcase to be able to protect your hair while you are sleeping, because I am a tosser, turner. I move around in my sleep, and I feel like having a bonnet is very, very helpful. Protective styling is very important, because if you find your 1, 2, 3 multiple protective styles that you can resort to while you are on your natural hair care journey, this will help you out a lot. Because when it comes to having natural hair in general, curly hair, kinky hair, coily hair, however you want to put it, is very, very difficult to be able to stay motivated, to be able to stay confident, feel all of these things, because you are going to have wash weeks where you do get very frustrated and bored with your hair and you're just like, I want to straighten it, I want to put heat on it, I don't want to deal with it at all. And I have weeks like that all of the time, especially since I've been so locked into this journey for so long. I have moments or weeks where I do not want to do my hair, I do not want to touch my hair at all. And that is very normal. But if you have your go-to protective styles that you can resort to where you know that they are going to turn out great, decent, or something that you can just safely do all the time, it will help you a lot more, because instead of just feeling so hopeless and defeated, being like, I don't want to do this, I'm done with this, I just want to put heat on my hair. So I would recommend just experimenting, Googling, YouTubing some natural protective hairstyles if you are unsure of what you should do. I would say 2-strand twists are very great, especially I feel like since they are beginner friendly. There are some people that do braid outs. That is a great protective beginner style as well. So I would say the next thing is going to be hair goals. So what are your hair goals? Set hair goals for yourself. What are you trying to accomplish when you are on this journey? Where are you trying to be in 1, 2, 3 years, even a couple of months? Set your goals and watch you knock those out of the park, or watch you knock those out without even realizing it. Personally, my goals, I would say right now are, I would say waist length hair. But I would just say just keep going with my natural hair care routine and just see where it takes me. I know there are natural hair care people out there who are on their hair care journey where they are having their hair full-time natural, or they go back and forth, whether it's between natural and straight, or they are just a full-time straight natural. There are people that also exercise different supplements that help them grow their hair out, as well as trying to take care of their hair with different products as well. Personally, I am not on that type of journey where I am taking supplements to be able to boost the hair growth. I feel like I'm more so on just the product side. I might experiment or look into things to where I could speed up or help my hair growth get to a certain point, because I feel like the journey that I'm on now, I feel like to get where I want to be, I feel like I need to probably implement other things in my routine. I would say the next one would be deep conditioning. So this is very crucial to your natural hair care routine if you are somebody that's starting out, or if you are somebody that has always been natural. I highly recommend deep conditioning or adding that into your routine, because it helps you retain length, as well as it does help with hair growth. And I'm not going to lie, when I first started out with my natural hair care routine, I wasted a lot of product when it came to deep conditioner. I didn't distribute the product evenly. I was just very careless with how I just handled deep conditioning. But now I feel like I'm more mindful. I incorporate water a lot more in my hair to be able to distribute the product evenly, and I did not do that before. And you know, we all live and we learn, and we learn a lot of things when we are doing our hair, especially because those of us who have naturally curly, kinky hair, it can get very frustrating just trying to navigate just the process in general. But I would just say find a deep conditioner that you like. Right now, I use the Shea Moisture Manuka Honey line. It looks like this. It comes in a similar bottle. The line is about intensive hydration. That is something that I learned while being on this journey, or just learning my hair in general, is that my hair soaks up moisture very quickly, and I do suffer from a dry scalp if I do not take care of my hair or stay on top of my hair. And I feel like the Shea Moisture Manuka Honey line is something that I've been very consistent with. I use the shampoo, conditioner, deep conditioner, and leave-in. If you are somebody that is unsure of what deep conditioning treatment to get, I highly recommend, again, Googling, YouTubing, maybe researching people with the same hair type as you have, as well as finding out what your hair is lacking as far as why you're not seeing potential growth in your hair. And I would say I wasn't seeing potential growth in my hair because I was not taking care of my dry scalp. And usually when you are trying to grow out your hair, it starts from your scalp and then your hair grows. And if you aren't taking care of your scalp, you're not going to see any growth. Or if you are suffering from a dry scalp, how is your hair going to grow? Are you trying to strengthen your hair? They have a million, probably hundreds of hair masks, or even they have tons of hair masks that you can get. So I would just say figure out what hair mask works best for you. You might have to try a couple. And I would say this one I've been very consistent with and will keep using as of now until I want to switch anything up. And I don't know if that's going to be anytime soon. I know people have their unpopular opinions about hair oils and things like that. I have to incorporate hair oils in my routine just to put something in my scalp because like it ties into moisture. Even though I do use moisturizing products, it is also great to be able to tie in a hair oil and just make sure I am using it when I need to and massaging it in my scalp and things like that. I like to use Jamaican black castor oil as well as an olive oil. That's what I mainly use. Find the oil that is best for you. Some people like heavier oils, some people like lighter oils, and there are plenty of oils out there. The next one would be scalp massaging. Swear by this, and I agree. I feel like it is great to be able to stimulate that blood flow while massaging your head because I feel like it does help. I like to do this in the shower. I like to do this when I'm just rubbing oils in my scalp with my fingers outside of the shower. I would just say just practice doing this and get in the habit of doing this. And a lot of the things that I am saying to you guys are things that are going to become just second nature to where you don't have to remember doing them. You're just going to automatically do it. The next one would be gentle styling. I would say gentle styling would be more so as find styles to where you can do low tension and just kind of mix up low and high tension hairstyles, and meaning that you don't want to constantly do hairstyles where you are pulling on your edges, your hair. Even if you like wearing your hair in a bun, do looser buns, do hairstyles where you're not having to slick your hair back all of the time. Just find low tension hairstyles a lot of the time, and then you could mix some hairstyles where you do have to have more of a higher tension on there. Just kind of just make sure you just are handling your hair with care when you are styling it, because if you are putting a lot of tension on your hair, it can cause breakage, it can cause your hair to be stagnant in growth, it can cause a lot of these issues. So I would just say figure out some low tension hairstyles that you could exercise. Again, Googling, YouTubing, figure out what works and looks best on you. Some people detangle with a brush, some people detangle with a comb. I personally prefer a detangling brush. I use the Easy brush. I feel like I've already showed it on this channel, but I use a detangling brush that I've been using forever. Love it. Have not gone back to combs or detangling combs ever since I've been using this, and I feel like it's been great for my hair, and I feel like it's the best. I feel like brushes are just the best when it comes to detangling. I don't know why, but I just feel like they are, and I just have never went back. So there are a ton of brushes out there that you can utilize. Detangle your hair with whatever you feel comfortable with. Like I said, I prefer a detangling brush, but I feel like brushes are a lot more popular when it comes to natural hair. So I would say the next one would be detangling your hair when wet. This is very crucial to your natural hair care routine because you do not want to detangle your hair when it's dry. You are going to be causing more breakage. You are going to be causing unnecessary breakage at that. And at any time where you feel like you need to detangle your hair for any reason, detangle your hair in the shower, you're constantly under the water and you're able to get moisture in there to be able to detangle your hair, as well as invest in or even find like an empty hair product bottle that you use with a different product in there, rinse it out, clean it out, and put water in it. If you are going to be doing it over the shower, part your own sections and spray your hair evenly to be able to detangle your hair that way. You just want to make sure when you are detangling your hair, when you have naturally curly hair, is that when you are detangling, you are providing water in your hair or some type of moisturizer to be able to get through those sections. Because like I said, if you choose to detangle your hair when it's dry, you will unfortunately force or cause unnecessary damage when not needed, when you could just be mindful and comb your hair out when it's wet. I personally can't stand detangling my hair when it's dry unless it is blow dried or in a state to where I know it's going to be an easy detangling session. But if I know that my hair has been in a bun for a few days or it's just basically like this freaking nest, I know for a fact I need to get some water on there and start detangling that way. So I would say the next thing would be listen to your hair, don't neglect. If you feel your hair is dry, brittle, itchy, any of that stuff, it is time for you to wash and deep condition your hair. Do not neglect your hair. Don't ignore it. I feel like when you start to ignore your hair, the more you start doing it, you will fall off. And that is something that I tell myself I need to do my hair, because I have my weeks, like I mentioned before, I have my weeks where I don't want to do my hair, but like I go through periods where I listen to my hair and I listen to my scalp and I'm like, wow, it is time to wash. I've skipped a week. So I would just say, don't get in the habit of skipping your wash day. Try to be consistent, and once you start being lazy with it, you will not stop. Trust and believe. But once you like start even doing little things on the days to where you don't want to do your whole full routine, you could even get in the shower and put some conditioner in your hair. Like do little things like that if you have those weeks where you don't want to do anything. But don't neglect or ignore your hair. Even if your hair is dry, pick up some oil and moisturize your hair. Do little things like that to be able to help hydrate your hair. So I would say the next one would be, you will not see results tomorrow. And this is facts. This is something that I had to learn when I first started this journey. When I started researching how to grow my hair out, when I first wanted to take this seriously, was that I am not going to see results tomorrow. And that's something I didn't understand. And another thing is, one thing that worked for that person will not work for you. And you have to figure out what works for you and your hair. And this can be very frustrating because a lot of us get to a point to where we are starting out this journey where we are feeling defeated. We feel like the odds are against us and that we can't figure this thing out. But once you crack the code to hair growth, you guys, there is no going back. You feel very confident. Taking care of my hair and growing out my hair and getting it back to as healthy as I can get it has made me very confident, because this was something I was very insecure about. You will get to a point to where you will start seeing results. And yes, genetics might be something that might be key in this, but I would say be patient, be consistent. Things don't happen overnight, and give it some time. And don't give up just because you're not seeing results within a day, 2 days, or even a month. Just keep going and you'll get there. Trust and believe. So I would say mental health would be the last thing. So I put mental health on here because when I first started to realize my hair was damaged, this was like way back when, I was just in my own little world, not even worrying about it. I feel like when you aren't in the right mental state to be able to take care of your hair, or to be able to do anything seriously, or to be consistent with anything, you're not going to be able to reach those goals. So I would just say, if you are somebody that is struggling with your mental health, I know a lot of us deal with our mental health on a daily basis, I would just say you will pick yourself up out of that situation. And if you are somebody that feels like you aren't in the right place or in the right mindset to be able to take your natural hair care journey seriously right now, if that is perfectly fine. There will be a time to where you are going to wake up and you are going to want to take it seriously, but don't be too hard on yourself. Just let it happen naturally, organically, let it happen on its own. And one day you will wake up and you are going to want to take it seriously, as well as you're going to want to go to the store, pick up products, research things. You are going to want to do it, because like I said, I feel like once you figure out what your routine is overall, it's going to become second nature. It's not going to be something to where you are feeling like you are doing something. It's just going to be a part of your everyday routine. It's going to be something that you kind of just implement in your life, and you're not even going to notice that you implement it in your life because you're just so used to doing it. So I hope this has all helped you guys when it comes to tips and things like that for somebody or you out there who is trying to start their natural hair care journey, as well as, you know, listening to what I recommend and what has helped me in this, that, and the third. And you know, there probably are a million things, and you probably have seen a lot of these videos already. There are a ton of videos like this out there, but I kind of wanted to just update you guys and just give you kind of like a better put together video of just what has worked for me, as well as what I recommend and tips and things like that. So I hope to see you guys on the next one. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.